How are you today, Mayor?
Doing well, Joe. Good morning to you.
Have you thawed out from the Veterans Day ceremony?
Boy, that wind was brutal. Brutal.
It started to snow at the end of the ceremony. I don't know if you noticed or not, a few flakes flying.
Well, that was really a great ceremony. I mean, Sergeant Tom Lester, Sergeant U.S. Army medic with the Rangers, did an incredible job. I thought. Really, looking out in the crowd, you could see he had everybody's attention, and a show of a real character. Somebody he spoke about his other veterans, his colleagues, his friends in service. He didn't talk about himself. I thought it was very moving, the speech.
Agreed, yeah, and the bigger message of focusing on veterans who are dealing with post-traumatic stress, and the message that they're not alone. They should reach out for help. Certainly.
Yes, the stats show that veterans by far have a much higher rate of suicide. So yes, I think we as a society got to do more to embrace our veterans and give them the help they need.
Sure, absolutely, and that, of course, followed on the heels of the Flags for Veterans Island ceremony the week before. Also a very nice ceremony held there
Yes,
as well.
indeed.
Yeah.
The Sons of American Legion, they do a great job every year. Absolutely.
Mayor, I thought we could talk a little bit this morning, if you don't mind, as we're speaking about Patriots, President John Quincy Adams, and a new park that'll be dedicated this Saturday.
Yes, really looking forward to this. This has been a long time in the coming, Joe. I know we've talked about it over and over, both the plans and the acquisition of the property, the demolition of the property, and then the construction of the park. And then we were kind of holding off on the event in the hopes of getting a national speaker, but with the federal government shutdown and all, it just kind of messed things up dramatically. So at any rate, it's this Saturday at 11 o'clock. It's on the grounds of the Quincy Mutual Rare building. To me, it's the old Strand site, the old theater site, right on the corner. We'll have a tent. It's open to the public. We encourage people to come. Our own Dr. Ed Fitzgerald will be the keynote. Congressman Lynch will be speaking. But John Quincy Adams' fingerprints are on an awful lot when you look at the diplomacy of our country. Arguably the greatest Secretary of State in our history, president, a congressman, a senator. I mean, he did it all. And he was brilliant, and he made his contributions, and we'll hear more about that Saturday. But, from many historians, he's been overlooked, although there's been more books written about him over the last few years. So we in Quincy don't want to forget him, and we want to really honor him in the way that we did his mother and father on the Common, as well as John Hancock. So he'll have his own spot there on the corner of Maple Street and Hancock Street. So really looking forward to it. I do hope that the public does come and enjoy.
Yes, 11 a.m. Saturday. The weather does look good right now. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think we've got a tent, and I think we've got some heaters for the tent, so it'll take a little bit of the curse off because it's going to be chilly.
About how long do you anticipate the ceremony?
My guess is around an hour, Joe.
Okay.
It shouldn't be too long, and then there'll be refreshments. So we're looking for a good turnout.
Yeah.
Please join us, folks.
And as I understand this, there is a statue, of course, to the president, but also there are individual plaques. Is that right?
Yeah, they're called reliefs. They're bronze reliefs, Joe, and there are four. That's part of the design. How do you capture him? Because he held so many different roles. So the statue is later in life at his desk, standing, of course. And as folks may or may not know, he died on the floor of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
He had a stroke while advocating for his issues, and the release will include, one is the diplomacy, Secretary of State, one is president, one is congressman, to kind of tell the story visually with the relief. So the artist, Sergei, is once again, I think, hit it out of the park, did a phenomenal job, and I certainly hope that both our residents and visitors alike will drop by and pay tribute to one of the great ones.
And it's it's described as a pocket park, so it's more than just the statues. Is that right?
Yes, it's got some beautiful elements to it. Some nice landscape in granite and wrought iron, and of course the bronze Gleason statue and some handsome lighting. So it's going to be a beautiful corner there that's very visible as you turn the corner from Granite Street.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you see straight ahead. So Yeah, it's really handsome, and the folks that worked on the park, great companies. Each of them did phenomenal work. And all of them have Quincy ties, so I think they all took a little extra pride in it.
Very nice. Again, that's Saturday at 11 a.m. Mayor, I thought we could comment a little bit about the results of last week's city election and your feelings about it.
Sure. Well, people are encouraged to participate in the process and run, and we saw that. Unfortunately, the turnout wasn't great, and I know people have the right not to vote if they don't want to. So, turnout wasn't great, but I certainly want to congratulate our newcomers and wish them well, and hope to work with them for the betterment of our city. Want to thank my colleagues who came up short and will be leaving us at the end of the year for their work and partnership over the years and getting things done for the people of the city. So, it is what it is, as they say, it's somewhat historic in the amount of change on the council. But we look forward to working with them and getting things done for the residents.
And so now, what is the swearing-in process after the first of the year? How does that work?
I got to touch base with Nikki Crispo on that, the city clerk.
Okay.
She'll be coordinating that. As you know, it's off cycle now,
right,
with the mayor being a 4-year term. So we have adopted on the school side with the school committee that we, at the first school committee meeting, we do the swearing in there at the Coddington. The council, I assume, for their first meeting, will do it in the council chambers.
Okay. Yes, we should mention 2 new members on the school committee, as well as re-election for Tina Cahill.
That's correct. Yep.
And you'll be doing, I'm assuming at some point early next year, a State of the City?
Yes, we haven't picked a date yet, but
okay.
Yes, that's something I will be doing. It's always a chance to do a little look back and a little look forward.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really thought about the theme yet, Joe, but
okay.
I was always a last-minute student in school with my papers, and so I got plenty of time.
Those 2 a.m. essays, right? Now, with regards to the mayoral salary issue, Mayor, I understand that's now going to wait till the new council's sworn in. Is that right?
Yeah. So, the solicitor did a deeper dive on that, and under state law, the lame duck council can't touch it, even though we're lowering it.
Mm-hmm.
And the law, I asked the solicitor about that, as well as the city clerk, and I said, well, if there was somebody coming in that the outgoing didn't like, that would be something that would be not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about increasing the salary; it's about lowering political enemies and so forth. So, we're going to just wait and let the new body have discussion, and they'll take whatever action they need to.
Sure. Will the proposal still be the same to lower it to $225,000?
Well, that's a proposal I made.
Right.
The city council may have other thoughts.
I see.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, very good. I did want to give you a chance also to comment on the campaign finance ruling that came down last week regarding your campaign committee.
Yes, certainly something the committee's been working with the Office of Campaign Political Finance for the last few weeks. It actually stems from the last election.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens, Joe, is under the state law, people are allowed to give up to $1,000, no corporate checks, and then, of course, we record the occupation. And the committee follows those rules. What happened was the committee, the Office of Campaign Political Finance, did an investigation, and essentially, and I can't talk about who, what business people, et cetera,
okay.
but essentially what they found was that, the business owner was giving their employees extra money to write a check to the campaign. That's how I understand what happened, which is obviously not allowed. And that's something the committee wouldn't know at all. We follow the guidelines, we follow the rules, but the committee wouldn't necessarily pick up on that. The law requires an occupation. It's sometimes challenging to get occupations for people when they make a donation as well. So that was the bulk of it,
mm-hmm.
and so they asked us to write a check to local charities, and we did that, and move forward. And it's something the committee, which I'm not a part of, the committee does raise money for the campaign. They do an excellent job. It's all volunteers. Appreciate what they do. But going forward, they're putting in some systems to try to keep that from happening again as best we can. Again, it's something you really have to drill down to figure out. So, at any rate, it's done, and we're moving on.
Yeah, and in fact, the statement from the state does specifically say that it would be difficult for the committee to identify those donors, and that there was no malcontent or malicious intent.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
They did say that. Of course, that's never the headline, as you know.
I did read the whole report, though. Yes.
Well, I appreciate that. Not many do. I think they just go by the headline. So yes, that's correct. And our committee lawyer Tom Kiley worked with the OCPF and to come up with the settlement. And again, we've made some adjustments, or are making adjustments in the committee to try to keep this from happening in the future.
Right. Yeah. Wanted to congratulate your wife, Christine, Mayor, on the recipient of this year's Henry Bosworth Award from the Quincy Salvation Army.
Yes, Christine served a number of years on the board at the Salvation Army and did a lot of work for them and continues to. Her hours with work don't allow her to go to board meetings anymore, but she's still very well connected and still helping out quite a bit. She's got a big heart, has helped a lot of people over the years. Obviously been in my shadow in many ways because of the position I'm in, but she can hold her own, and she's made a difference in many, many areas, so I'm certainly proud of her.
Absolutely. The Kettle Kickoff Breakfast will be tomorrow at 7:30 up at the Terrell Room, and then the Kettle Campaign launches on Saturday.
Hard to believe. That time of year again.
Well, I see the tree is up on the Hancock Adams Commons.
Yeah, two of them. Absolutely.
So it's
getting ready.
It's
all the little elves are up there this week putting the lights on. So fun time of year for sure.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time as always, Mayor. Great to talk to you.
You too. Have a good day, Joe.
You too. Bye-bye.